Alex is the name, stock market is the game. Good evening. Rupert Murdoch, the father of Fox News, built a global media empire from nothing and said something that never left me. You have to control your own destiny. Right now, today, who's controlling your destiny? Because if the answer is your boss, your landlord, or whatever is sitting in your bank account, then it's not you acting as the controller. Are you okay with where you are right now? Your job, your routine, the life that you're living? Maybe you are, maybe it's fine, it's comfortable. But here's the real question. Will you still be okay with it in 10 years' time or 20 years? If you don't make decisions deliberately, other people will make them for you. You need to act like you control your destiny. I'll tell you something nobody told me when I got started. Your tolerance level for the ordinary things in life, like job, traffic, waiting in line, it goes down. Every single year, it does not go up. It never goes up. What feels fine today starts to feel less fine in 10 or 20 years. And that is exactly why we are here today. We are going to talk about freedom. Actual put your phone down on a Tuesday afternoon. And very simple, embarrassingly simple vehicle that can take you there. It's called the S&P 500. And if you've never heard of it, that's perfect. Pull up a chair. This one is for you. You don't control your destiny, but you can control your positioning, said Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's old friend and at times even advisor. The S&P 500 sounds fancy, right? Sounds like something only guys in suits with Bloomberg terminals care about. No, stick with me. The S&P 500 is basically a list of the 500 biggest, most successful companies in the United States. We are talking Apple, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Johnson & Johnson, Visa. These are companies that make products you use every single day without even thinking about it. When you invest in the S&P 500 index fund, you are not buying stock in one company and hoping it blows up. You are buying a tiny slice of all 500 of them at once with one click. So if one company has a terrible year, say some CEO does something spectacularly stupid on Twitter, your entire investment does not collapse because the other 499 companies are still out there doing their thing. I'm also watching the tide. Think of it like this. Imagine you are at a buffet. You could pile your entire plate with just one dish and pray to God it's good. Or you could take a little bit of everything. The S&P 500 is the buffet strategy. And historically, it's been a very, very good buffet. Think of oysters, lobsters, the humongous shrimps. Steak for you maybe, I don't eat meat. Over the last century, through world wars, crashes, through pandemics, through absolute chaos, the S&P 500 has returned an average of roughly 10% per year. Your savings account right now is probably giving you what? 0.5%, maybe 4 if you are shopping around. The math isn't even close, okay? How much is your bank currently paying you in interest, like your actual savings account? Now, here's where most people will get it wrong. They hear invest and they think they need to have some big dramatic moment. Like they need to be sitting at a huge desk writing a check with a lot of zeros on it. No, that's not how it works. Let me give you the only analogy you'll ever need for investing. The gym. Very simple. Remember, the first time you went to the gym, or the first time you tried to build a habit of going, it was awkward. You didn't really know what you were doing. You felt like everyone was watching you. The weights felt kind of heavy. So what you did, you went twice and then didn't go for 2 weeks because life got in the way. But here's what happened. If you pushed through that first month or two, it became muscle memory. Suddenly, missing a session felt wrong. Suddenly, you felt guilty on the rest of the days. And suddenly, you were the person who gets a little twitchy if you haven't worked out. The gym became part of your identity. Investing is exactly the same process. Get in the system. That's it. That's the whole secret. Nobody starts at the gym by deadlifting 300 pounds. You start with easy stuff, lightweight, easy push-ups. You build from there. And that's exactly how I want you to think about this. Start with $50. Seriously, $50. I'm not joking. $50 in a month into the S&P 500 index fund. That's your first set of easy push-ups. It doesn't matter that it's small. What matters is that you did it. What matters is the habit, the ritual, the system. Because here's what nobody tells you. The psychological shift that happens when you become an investor. Even a $50 a month investor is enormous. You start paying attention differently. You start reading things differently. You start thinking long term. You start feeling like someone who has a stake in the future. Because you do. $50 will not change your life this month. It won't change your life the next month. But $50 every month for 20 years, growing at the historical average of 10% of the market. And don't forget about the beautiful compounding. Now, we are talking about something big. Freedom. Financial freedom is not going to fall out of the sky and land in your lap. It never has for anyone. Not once, not ever. Freedom, real freedom, has always required a fight. Think about it historically. Every freedom humanity has ever enjoyed was earned. Someone, somewhere, sacrificed something to make it happen. The freedom to own land, the freedom to vote, and the freedom to live wherever you want, even love who you want, or work where you ever want. None of that was free. The people, they bled for it. Financial freedom is no different. Nobody is handing it out. Your employer is not going to spontaneously give you enough money to never work again. The government is not going to send you a check that replaces your income. The system is not designed to set you free, it's designed to keep you productive. So if you want freedom, you have to build it yourself. And the S&P 500 is one of the most accessible, most proven tools for doing exactly that. You don't need connections. You don't need an expensive financial advisor. You don't need to understand derivatives or options or any of that stuff. You literally just need to show up every month and add money to an index fund. That's it. That's your fight. That's your version of fighting for the freedom. And honestly, compared to what previous generations had to do, it's pretty manageable. The cost of freedom today is $100 a month, and the patience to leave it alone. What does financial freedom look like to you? For you personally, is it like retiring early, traveling whenever and wherever, working on your own terms, dropping out of a job that you hate? Ask yourself this question, okay? And tell me in the comments if you want. We can have a discussion. So, alright, let's get practical for a second. You are on board with the concept. Now, what do you do? Rule number 1, and this is non-negotiable. Invest what you can actually afford to invest. Not what sounds impressive and not what some guy on Reddit told you. What you can genuinely afford comfortably without stressing about the rent. Because here is the deal. $50 a month is infinitely better than 0. 100 is better than 50, and 500 is great if you can manage it. But the number matters so much less than the consistency. Monthly, quarterly, whatever rhythm works for your life. Just like Nike has been telling us for 40 years. Just, do it. Just do it. And here's what I love about this strategy. As time goes by, you naturally increase your investments. Because you get a raise, because your expensive shift, because you paid off a car, because you are a little more confident and you want more push-ups. And just like in the gym, adding weight over time is how you build the real strength. I'm not gonna show you my muscles because there's no guns allowed in front of the camera. The key thing, and I cannot stress this enough, is that you do not touch it. You are not a trader. You are not watching it every day. You are not panicking when the market drops 20%. Because at some point it will drop. That's normal. That's healthy. That's just how markets breathe. You are playing a long game here. Think of the market downturns as a sale. Everything you love just got 20% cheaper. If your favorite store had a 20% off sale, you'd probably buy more stuff, right? Same logic. If you are starting today with zero investing experience, what would be your starting monthly amount? Be honest. Is it $20, $50, 200? Drop it in the comments. Let's see where people are actually starting from. Picture yourself in 15 years where you got in the system, stayed in the system, and let the time do the heavy lifting. That doesn't mean you don't need to go to the gym anymore. No, you can continue the gym. What does that look like? Maybe it's waking up without an alarm. Maybe it's telling your boss very politely that you're done. Maybe it's taking your family somewhere incredibly nice because you can. Not because you saved up for 3 years. Maybe it's just that quiet feeling of knowing where you're going to be okay. That you have got options. That's what we are building here. That's the feeling. And it starts not with a perfect plan, not with a massive amount of money, not with some magical moment of readiness. It starts with the first deposit, the first month, the easy push-up. I've said it before and I will say it again. The general rule here is always the same. Just get started, get in the game, get in the system. The specifics can come later. The optimization can come later. The only thing that cannot be recovered is time. And every month you wait is a month of compounding interest. Your future self you will never see. Your future self, the one sitting on that imaginary Tuesday afternoon and is watching what you do today. Alright, here is where we land. The S&P 500 is not a get-rich-quick scheme, okay? It's a get-free plan. And eventually, when it actually arrives, feels a whole lot like magic. So here's your homework. This week, not this month, this week, open an investment account. Just open it. You don't even have to put money in yet. Just open the door. The brokerage apps take about 10 minutes to sign up. Then set up one automatic monthly transfer, whatever you can afford, into an S&P 500 index fund. Set it, forget about it, and then come back in 20 years and thank yourself. You can thank me also. You are welcome. You can hit the subscribe button. So, if this video added something to your life, if it made you think differently about money and freedom, even for 5 minutes, hit the subscribe button, because this is what we do here. We talk about building a life that you actually want to live. No charts that nobody understands. Just honest conversations about freedom and what it actually takes to get there. Life is simple, people. People complicated. So stay consistent and stay free. I'll see you in the next one.